We will use the duck dice set today. First, let's roll location. 15. Riparia. Riparia is a warm, swampy region in the southernmost area of Yspora. There is not much technology, magic, or wealth in this region. It features mostly natural hazards. Next, let's roll plotline. 30. A new brothel opens up nearby, but strangely they charge their patrons nothing. What's the catch? Finally, let's roll characters. 5. Frederick Fitzgerald Farmington.
Well, of course I'd be first.
Frederick is a young, tan-skinned, human man with styled, blonde hair and hazel eyes. He is tall and muscular, wearing regal armor, and a winged helmet with a cape bearing his country's symbol. 4. Desmond Johnson.
One moment, I'll submit a request to the leave calendar.
Desmond is a young, dark-skinned, human man with black dreadlocks and brown eyes. He is of average height and build, wearing an armored uniform with dungeon equipment on his person. 6. Garter Velt.
Pilot episode. I don't gotta memorize no lines, do I?
Garter is a middle-aged, copper-scaled, dragonborn man with black horns and blue eyes. He is very tall and stocky, wearing muted priest robes. 8. Rael Igmont.
Oh, well, thanks for having me.
Rael is an anthropomorphic goat with black fur and golden eyes. He is very short and thin with curled horns and tan hooves. Now that everything is complete, let's get started. We open with Garter Velt, a dragonborn priest of the Order of the Divine Majesty, completing clerical paperwork as assigned. Father Velt comes from a strange and tragic past, and he believes his brief stay in the realm of normal life should be ending soon. All he needs now is a sign.
Oh, hello there. Welcome to the Church of the Divine Majesty.
Good afternoon, I was just stopping through to take a day or so rest before heading off to some more inspections.
You're an inspector?
Yes, I am Desmond Johnson, Paladin with the Church of OSHA, God of Workplace Safety, Dungeon and Lair Inspections Department. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Garter Velt, local priest. Need a place to stay? We don't got much room in the church, but I can clear a space in my home for a couple days.
That won't be necessary. I have traveling funds. Are there any inns in the area?
No, sir. Our town is pretty small. Well, never mind.
Please continue.
The only attraction is the new brothel that popped up recently.
Brothel?
Yeah, it's called the Horn Pub. Nothing but trouble if you ask me.
Have you visited this place?
What kind of priest you think I am? Of course not. Just getting near that place
Makes you uneasy?
You too, huh?
Yes, I was hoping to investigate it.
There is a long moment of silence. Was this the sign Garter was looking for? As the silence continued, Garter slowly resigned to his work. He figured the new paladin would take care of things, and he would stay in his lane and continue his peaceful new life.
I am unfamiliar with this town and was wondering if you could accompany me as I investigate the brothel. You mentioned it was new, likely new enough that it still needs an OSHA safety inspection. While brothels aren't my field, I'm quite sure we can figure something out.
Garter regards his papers. He could always help the paladin after he finished with them. But in that moment, he realized he would never be free of the paperwork, or the duties, or the rites and rituals. He chose a peaceful life, and if he wanted to leave it, he would have to break free.
All right, I suppose we can go give it a look.
It is a bright summer's day, clear and muggy. Already, there is more foot traffic than normal. Such was the way of the town ever since the new brothel appeared.
Before we go to this brothel, we need to speak with the city council in order to get in contact with the zoning and ordinances committee. They should have the most up-to-date regional building codes.
We ain't got no city council.
Well, then who makes all the administrative decisions?
Mayor Archie?
We should go to the mayor then.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Do you know where I might find the local king or lord?
Not particularly. We're headed to the mayor if maybe you want to ask him.
Very well. Lead the way, priest.
At the door is a middle-aged tiefling man, very well-to-do, with a brown overcoat and smart dress. Large white horns curve back from his dark hair. Gold spectacles rest on his nose, matching his eyes. A red tail coils up in interest as he recognizes the priest.
Hello, Mayor Archie.
Oh, why, good afternoon, Father Veltz. I was just on my way to visit you. And who might these two new fellows be?
Well, this is Mr. Desmond Johnson, and he's here to inspect the new brothel, but needed some papers or something?
The most updated regional codes, if you have them available.
You may want to speak with Madame Salacity about that. She's the head mistress at the brothel.
Very well.
And I am Frederick Fitzgerald Farmington, son of the illustrious King Finley Farmington II, here on an ambassador's mission.
Well, Your Majesty, it is a pleasure to have you visit our humble town. I assume you may be here to experience our new brothel?
Perhaps.
Oh, excellent. Yes. Our new brothel is the highest of quality. I insist you enjoy an evening there, if not for the beautiful women, then for the food and for the merriment.
Who runs this brothel?
That would be Madame Suslov Salacity. She's new to the town, but already she's leaving such a positive impact.
Do you, by any chance, know of Madame Salicity's marital status?
I believe she's unmarried, but if this is the case, there's bound to be a line of suitors waiting to sweep her up.
Very well. Priest, lead me to this Madame Salicity.
I was already taking Desmond there, Your Majesty, so get in line.
Of course.
Father Velt, a quick word in private before you leave.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
As you're going about with the inspector there, make sure he doesn't see anything he shouldn't.
I don't think I understand.
The mayor laughs conspiratorially and adjusts his glasses.
Well, Father Vels, there's a lot riding on the success of this brothel. It has turned our town from a little nowhere to a destination for princes. So just make sure the inspector doesn't snoop around too much. Say, just avoid areas that look like they ought to be left alone. All right, old sport?
I'll see what I can do.
Before the men looms a grandiose structure built of fresh, new material, standing floors above the neighboring buildings. Its red roofs and smooth lavender walls stand in stark contrasts to the bland blue and brown of its swampy surroundings. The words Horn Pub are etched into a sign above the main door, a sign bordered by ale mugs and devil horns. Beautiful men and women wave from the windows at passers-by, flirting and beckoning. There is a sizable crowd in this area, a makeshift town square rimmed with vendors and food carts.
There are certainly a lot of people here.
Yeah, crazy to think that just last month this area was nothing but an empty park.
Good gracious, what is that abomination?
Oh, I'm real Einmont. I was just coming over here wondering if you gentlemen had any coins to spare. I just got to this town and wanted to check out this here brothel.
You want to check into a brothel? Don't goats usually sleep outside?
Well, I just, was looking and talking around and whatnot.
All right then. Just please don't touch my clothes.
Oh, you betcha. I was just wondering if you had any spare changes all.
You shouldn't need any. The entry is free.
What?
Free entry?
Yes, sirree. That's why it's so popular.
How is that possible? A building of this caliber would need to charge a fortune in order to get a return on investment for the construction alone.
Do they get their money back with food sales or something?
Nope. Food's free too. As long as you get a room, everything's free.
Maybe they're just real nice folks.
Or perhaps the mistress is a philanthropist, which is all the more reason to keep moving.
Wait, Frederick, I ain't even thought about all this until now. All this is kind of weird, ain't it?
I agree. A business like this simply isn't sustainable without some form of economically applicable revenue.
And this Elasticity chick didn't live here until recently either. Something ain't right for sure.
I'm sure you're just overthinking it. Goat boy, let us be off.
Alrighty.
Frederick and Rail start off towards the entrance of the brothel, with Desmond and Garter trailing behind cautiously. As the paladin and cleric get closer, they are hit with another nauseating wave of unease.
You feel that one too, Desmond?
Yes, I suggest we bring as little attention to ourselves as possible.
An attendant greets them. She is a well-groomed, snow-white tabaxi with black stripes, short and shapely with a blue sundress and fancy furnishings. Her blue eyes light up as the party approaches.
Hi there, boys. Welcome to the Horned Pub. Are you just coming in for some atmosphere, or would you like a room?
We are here to speak with Madame Suzalove Solicity.
Sorry, but only previous patrons can speak with the madam.
Very well, we will take one room each for the night.
Unfortunately, there aren't enough standard rooms available for that.
Very well. In that case, give these gentlemen standard rooms and I will gladly pay for a luxury room.
He. Luxury rooms are only allowed for those given permission by the madam.
Very well. I suppose the four of us can just share a room then.
Yes, sir. And will all the normal restraints, herbs, and oils be fine?
But of course.
And how many escorts will you need this evening?
Frederick glances at the building in deep confusion.
Perhaps this building is bigger than I thought. No matter, you will do just fine.
The attendant's ears and tail perk up. She laughs nervously.
Just me? All four of you.
Well, I imagine that shouldn't be too difficult for you to handle, yes?
Oh, of course. I've never done that before, but I can give it my best shot.
Okay, time out. Frederick, have you ever been to a brothel before?
Of course I have.
Well, then, I guess you know what you're doing.
Please follow me.
The party follows the attendant into the brothel, submerging into a dark, perfumed great room lit with colored candles. Silky drapes and shimmering beads droop from the high ceilings. Music plays, dancers perform, there are errant giggles and flirts floating through the air. A male Orcish attendant winks at Desmond, who nods respectfully in reply. Rail keeps his eyes forward and his head down. Frederick is turning more and more red as he sees the scantily clad attendants passing by and hears the sounds of passion from behind the doors he passes. Garter is on edge. The feeling of unease is even stronger. None of these attendants look like locals. And where were they getting the money for all this?
Here we are.
This is quite the room, but there is only one bed?
Yes, there is only one bed.
An awkward pause settles in the room. The attendant looks expectantly at the party. They avoid eye contact with her.
Well, who is first? Or, are you all coming at me at once?
I'm alright. I just need to get my friend here to the madam.
As an employee of OSHA, I am required to maintain strictly business professional relationships with my clients.
Oh, haha, I think I'll pass too.
Fine. I'll admit it. I don't actually know what a brothel is. I just assumed it was some sort of commoner speak for a type of inn. But apparently something else happens? Attendant, please explain.
The attendant laughs to herself for a little.
Okay, who here has actually been to a brothel before?
No one raises their hand.
What? Are you all under oaths of chastity?
I am.
Same here.
Yeah, we try to abstain from that sort of stuff at my monastery.
It is of utmost importance that I maintain the integrity of the Farmington Kingdom.
This is so cute. You all really just want to see the madam, huh? I'll go get her right away.
The attendant is giggling as she leaves the room. As soon as the door closes, Desmond begins to inspect the room.
You know, it would have been easier if you just told the truth from the start.
You're one to talk. You were the one lying early about your intentions in the brothel. Oh, I was just
lying.
Precisely.
Boys, we need to be on our A game. We're about to meet with the person that runs this place.
Garter feels more and more unease by the second. Meanwhile, Desmond is inspecting the room thoroughly, attempting to be discreet in case the madam enters. He notices a panel.
Hello there, esteemed patrons of the Horn Pub. I am Madame Suze-Love Celacity, at your service.
Natural 20.
Desmond as casually as possible slides the panel off, turns, and faces the mistress. She is an attractive, young tiefling woman with light gray eyes and smooth, lavender skin. She wears a sultry, dark dress that accentuates her curves and matches her horns. There is an air of importance in the way she looks and holds herself.
Good afternoon, I am Desmond Johnson, Regional Building Inspector. Just trying to come in and get some looks around the building. Make sure it's up to code.
Yes, of course. A building inspector, so kind of you to drop by. Please put that panel back where you found it, and follow my attendant Savidia, as she will give you an official tour of the building.
Natural 1.
Desmond nods, slides the panel back into place, and follows the white tabaxi out of the room, soon forgetting about the oddity altogether.
Are, the rest of you inspectors as well?
No. I am Prince Frederick Fitzgerald Farmington, and I wanted to speak with you about potentially coming to live in my homeland. Our island nation has been struck by a hag coven's curse, and our women are perishing. We need strong, smart, powerful women like you to help us rebuild.
While Frederick's words are well rehearsed and spoken with true conviction, he cannot bring himself to meet the madam's beautiful gaze and ends up nervously looking around, not knowing what to do with his hands.
Yes. Well, that sounds rather unfortunate, but I'm not interested in leaving this place. Not after I've found so much success.
Yes, I see.
And you, Mr. Dragonborn?
Garter pauses, considering a lie. She failed to notice his holy symbol, after all. But he soon realizes that to break out into the life he is supposed to live, he's got to make some uncomfortable choices.
I'm Father Garterville, the local priest.
Oh, is that so? How scandalous. What is a priest doing in a brothel?
I'm here to figure out what's going on around here. It's strange that an outsider can just come on into our nowhere town and open up a free brothel. You don't think that's strange?
I get what's happening. Small town priest jealous and suspicious of a young, beautiful tiefling business owner who rose to fame in his hometown, overshadowing him. Sorry, Garter, but you're just out of luck. There's nothing more to it.
How do you stay in business? And why is this brothel so ominous?
Obviously, I'm not going to tell you my business secrets. Well, not for free, that is. As for why it's ominous, I don't know. Maybe it's your subconscious telling you that you're not as important to this town as you thought.
Garter goes to say something, then stops. He looks around, eyes now glowing purple, but spots no undead within 60 feet of him. Madame Celacity recoils, but when nothing happens, she settles back into her arrogant taunting.
Looking for something? If it's evidence, you're not going to find it.
She sticks out her tongue and giggles. Fed up, the priest shakes his head and dispels the ability.
Rail, you talk to her. I'm done.
Oh! A little goat man can talk? How adorable!
Thanks, Madam Celacity. My name is Rail, and I was just looking around for some information about a person who may have stopped by here once. Her name's Levon?
Celacity's smile drops, and she stands abruptly.
Wait here.
Rail brightens the room with a sunny smile. Celacity quickly leaves, and when the door closes, there is the distinct click of it being locked. The men barely seem to notice, now curious about this Levon individual.
Who's Levon?
Does she also own a brothel? Would she be interested in moving to my island nation?
You got it all wrong, guys. Levon was a succubus, and after she, well,